Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about post-acne redness or post-inflammatory erythema. I did a video on this a while ago, but I have some updates and you guys have been asking for a new video. I know a lot of you all deal with this. What is post-inflammatory erythema? It's persistent redness after your acne has healed and gone away. And this can actually last a very long time. It's a little bit different than another type of post-acne mark, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is when the acne heals with a dark mark. Instead, with post-inflammatory erythema, it heals with either a red or pink or purplish mark. Down in the deeper layers of the skin, there is damage to the blood vessels, and so there's persistent redness, as opposed to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, where you have pigment that kind of leaks out into the skin and creates that stain. This is a little bit different. Both processes, post-inflammatory erythema and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, are the result of the inflammation that acne generates in the skin. So that's why it happens, and both processes heal very, very, very slowly with time and patience. There are some things, however, that can aggravate post-inflammatory erythema. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. I'm definitely going to be sharing with you guys some good products for this condition. A lot of people have a combination of post-inflammatory erythema and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and while they're different conditions, some of the ingredients that are used to help them resolve are shared, so that's a good thing. But if you're curious and you can't quite tell, maybe your spot is kind of purplish, dark, you're not sure, one way to tell if it's erythema is to just press on it, and if it temporarily blanches, fades, then it's most likely post-inflammatory erythema, as opposed to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which shouldn't fade with touching, pressing on the spot. The other thing that's important to point out is that a lot of people have a combination of both post-inflammatory erythema and actual true scars. And true scars, they require procedures, resurfacing lasers, and things like that to actually flatten them out, smooth them out, and whatnot. So if you've been dealing with this for years and you no longer have active acne, it may be that you actually have acne scars. I recommend seeing a board-certified dermatologist to discuss what treatments are going to be most appropriate to get you the results that you're looking for. But post-inflammatory erythema by itself, believe it or not, it's a relatively newly defined term. It was first described in 2013. So there's not a lot of data on treatment for post-inflammatory erythema. We don't have like a lot of randomized controlled trials and studies, but it does fade slowly with time as those capillaries that are ruptured resolve, are reabsorbed, the inflammation dies down. I mean, it's a slow healing process. So what can you do? Well, you want to make sure that you protect your skin from the sun. I know I harp on this in every video, but it's so important. Ultraviolet radiation slows down the healing process, so that's going to make both post-inflammatory erythema and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation last a long time. So make sure that you wear a broad spectrum sunscreen every single day. Reapply it a few times a day while you're indoors, or if you're going to be outside, you want to reapply it every 2 hours to make sure that you're getting ongoing good protection. And then you also want to make sure that you're wearing sun protective clothing and not staying out in midday sun too long. These are things that will help with the healing process. The other thing that's really important for healing of post-acne marks, regardless of the type, is you do not want to pick your skin. When you pick the skin, it generates more inflammation that contributes to further breakage of those capillaries, more redness, more irritation, more hyperpigmentation. So no squeezing, no picking, no popping. The other key aspect is that if you have any active acne, so long as your acne is active, attempts to treat the post-inflammatory redness or hyperpigmentation, it'll be very difficult to get on top of that. So you want to make sure that you're treating the acne, but for a lot of you, the acne is a thing of the past, and it's the redness or the hyperpigmentation that you're still dealing with. There are some wonderful ingredients that can help this condition. Niacinamide applied topically can be very helpful for redness. The studies look maximum at 5% strength, so there's no need to seek out a niacinamide product that is a higher percentage. Higher does not mean better, but looking out for the ingredient niacinamide in skincare products That can help out your redness quite a bit. And it also helps with hyperpigmentation. Another great ingredient for redness is licorice root. It's anti-inflammatory, so it helps put the brakes on any residual inflammation in the skin, and it helps with redness quite a bit. And then another ingredient that is based on something that we give by mouth for melasma, tranexamic acid. There's been a lot of interest in applying tranexamic acid topically to the skin to treat diseases of hyperpigmentation, but what we've noticed is that topically applied tranexamic acid, while the data is still out as far as its efficacy for hyperpigmentation, it actually seems to be helpful for improving redness, especially the type of redness that you're dealing with after acne has healed. Because tranexamic acid, it interferes with blood clotting. So that makes some sense that it would target the redness. So that is definitely an ingredient to look out for. I don't think I mentioned that in my last video a few years ago on post-acne redness, but that is certainly an ingredient to consider incorporating into your skincare routine. And I do have a video all about tranexamic acid if you're curious about it. Another ingredient that we've come to learn is very helpful for healing is going to be centella. Now, we have data showing that it's helpful for healing and improving the look of scars. And so the logic would follow that it would likely be helpful in this situation as well. Centella is present in a lot of moisturizers, and it's also present in certain serums, some of which I will mention here. So that's another ingredient to consider. And then of course, there's also azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is anti-inflammatory and can help fight off redness and irritation. And if you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, it's going to be helpful for that as well. And retinol or retinoid. Now, you guys know I have a ton of videos on retinols and retinoids and what the differences are, but long story short, they certainly can help with the redness when you continue to use them. A lot of people use these to treat acne. Once the acne goes away, you may have stopped them, but continuing to use them can be beneficial for hastening the resolution of both post-inflammatory redness and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. For the redness, retinols and retinoids, they can actually help boost up collagen production in the deeper layers of the skin, which kind of helps fill in any of the defects and helps with resorption of those ruptured capillaries. So that's definitely something you want to keep on board for sure. So long as you tolerate it. You guys know retinols can be drying and irritating. So long as you tolerate it, keep using retinol or retinoid or what, if you were using one to treat your acne, keep using it. And I'm going to mention some in today's video, so don't worry about that. This does fade with time, but as I said at the beginning of the video, if you have true scars, those are not going to fade with time, and you want to see a board-certified dermatologist to talk about what can be done. There's really nothing that you can buy in the store. There's nothing that you can, mix up in your kitchen that will take away a true scar. There are a lot of cosmetic procedures, though, that can really improve the look of post-acne scars. Usually a combination of cosmetic procedures is required. I do have videos on different types of treatments for acne scars, lasers, for just post-inflammatory erythema, that will slowly fade with time. If you want it to go away faster, you can see a board-certified dermatologist for a laser treatment. Pulse dye laser is an effective treatment to hasten the clearance of post-inflammatory erythema. So if it's really bothering you, you might want to invest in that. That will help it go away faster. All right, a product that I happen to think is good to consider for post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or redness is this newer product to me by Good Molecules. I mentioned it in my review of the brand. It's their discoloration correcting serum. This has 4% niacinamide, which can be helpful for calming down redness, and again, for treating any hyperpigmentation. And it also has tranexamic acid in it as well. Remember I said that is showing a lot of promise for treating redness. So consider this. The way to use this is you can use it up to twice a day. After cleansing the skin, go ahead and apply it to the skin while the skin's still damp. That will help increase the penetration of the active ingredients in this. And then just layer a moisturizer on top. If it's the morning time, just go ahead and layer your sunscreen on top. That's fine too. This product's pretty moisturizing as well. It's very lightweight, it absorbs into the skin very quickly. So that's a good one to consider. Now, I mentioned that centella has been shown to be helpful for healing. You guys, this particular soothing ampule, Centella Aqua Soothing Ampule from CosRx, their entire centella line actually is very, very good. But this in particular is very strong. It's got, not only does it have Centella asiatica extract in it, but it actually has the active compounds from the Centella, the Asiatic pennywort it's called. It actually has the bioactive compounds. It actually has the active compounds from that plant isolated, extracted, and included in the product. Plus it's got Chondrus crispus extract, a marine extract that helps add hydration. So that's gonna help your moisture barrier as well. So this is a very good product. Similar to how you would use a discoloration correcting serum. You just wanna apply it to the skin, either while the skin is still damp after cleansing, or you can apply it to dry skin, but again, to damp skin, it'll increase the penetration. And then apply a moisturizer on over it. That centella will get in there and can really help in facilitating the healing process. Yeah, I love CosRx. It has some fantastic products, and that one is definitely a good centella product to consider for hastening healing. All right, licorice root is really good for redness. It's also good for hyperpigmentation. I have been so impressed with the It's Skin LI Effector. This serum is fantastic for calming down redness, brightening up hyperpigmentation. So many of you have tried it out since I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it now for a year, actually. It was a year ago because I went back to my Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been using and talking about this for over a year now. Yeah, really good for calming down redness. And similar to the other two serums, you would just apply it to the skin up to twice a day. Underneath your moisturizer or underneath your sunscreen. It's very good. Free of fragrance. If I didn't mention that already, all of these products I'm talking about in today's video are free of fragrance. Now, Paula's Choice Azelaic Acid Booster. Not only does this product have azelaic acid in it, which can calm down redness and is anti-inflammatory, but it's also got licorice root in it. And it has salicylic acid. Now, salicylic acid is anti-inflammatory, so that can help a little bit with redness. And it also helps give some ongoing acne control, so it's beneficial that is in there as well. This product I find is effective similar to the other serums. I consider this a serum. I mean, they call it a booster because they want you to use it to like boost some of your, the outcomes of some of your other products, whatever. To me, I would just say, I say use this. You can use it again up to twice a day underneath a moisturizer or underneath your sunscreen. Consider it like a serum. To me, serum is like something that you put on underneath moisturizer to really like take advantage of a specific active ingredient that may be missing from your moisturizer. So this, long story short, this is very good and I do recommend it. But another product that I've talked about, I talked about in my last redness video, but it's always stood out to me, is the Procure Rosacare. This can be hard to find, but it's definitely worth seeking out if you were dealing with redness, or if you have rosacea too. A lot of people have acne and then they also have rosacea. The acne, they're more likely to have their acne heal with redness. Definitely try this out. It's got licorice root and niacinamide in it, and it's green. So it helps camouflage the redness. It is very good. Super lightweight. It's a hydrogel consistency. It can be used actually by itself as a moisturizer, but if you have really dry skin, you're probably gonna wanna layer another moisturizer on top of it, because it's not like, as robust in terms of reducing what's called transepidermal water loss out of the skin. But yeah, so depending on your needs, you could use it just by itself as a moisturizer, or you could use it as a serum underneath things. Again, up to twice a day. You can use it at night. The green tint in this comes from the chromium oxides. It doesn't like stain things or rub off on things. It's not like makeup or foundation or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about like washing the green off. It's not like makeup, in other words. It just offers that cosmetic camouflage benefit. It's very nice. You really do see reduction in redness. For me personally, I use it a lot when I get a lot of redness and irritation around my mouth from the mask. And it's really a helpful product for me in those situations. But for those of you dealing with post-acne redness, definitely check it out. Okay, I mentioned retinol at the beginning. You know, whatever retinoid you were using to treat your acne, fine to continue using it. That will help the post-acne redness just in terms of healings. You know, retinoids, they can help improve the healing process for you. But one that I think is particularly relevant to those of you dealing with post-acne marks is a favorite retinol of mine. It's the CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Serum. This is made to address not only the needs of acne with the retinol, but also to deal with the bystander injury, as I call it. The hyperpigmentation, the redness, and the dryness that comes with using retinols. It's got ceramides in it, which help the moisture barrier, which ultimately is going to help facilitate the healing and recovery of the post-acne redness. This is a very good one to also consider introducing into your routine. So that's a phenomenal one. Honorable mentions too, that I've shared in other videos, the Cetaphil Redness Relieving Night Moisturizer and Day Moisturizer are also fantastic. They've got licorice root in them and ceramides. Those are standalone moisturizers. One is to be used in the daytime. It has a little bit of SPF in it and it's tinted. The tint on that product doesn't necessarily work though for people with medium to deep skin tones. It's better suited for people who are paler, which, you know, incidentally tends to be people who suffer more with post-acne redness. But yeah, I did want to mention that product. I didn't bring it out here, but I love it. And it's a great one for people with redness who deal with redness. And then they have a nighttime version that doesn't have the SPF or the tint in it. You can use that at nighttime. Very good moisturizer for people with redness prone skin. I've got so many comments on Instagram and here on YouTube saying thank you for recommending that to me. It's been a great moisturizer. So yeah, definitely wanted to recommend it. But these are some products that I think can really help you guys out who are dealing with post-acne redness. I know it's very frustrating. Having acne is super frustrating. It can really impact your self-esteem and all of that. But I feel as though sometimes we shouldn't just stop at the acne treatment and then, think that we're gonna wash our hands of it. There's still a lot of, again, bystander injury that needs to be addressed. And for the longest time, products really just neglected that aspect of acne. They really were just aimed at, spot treatments and overnight treatments, things that would get rid of a pimple fast type things. That was the marketing, and that's how products were designed, really to prevent breakouts and to clear breakouts. But there wasn't really anything for the longest time aimed at addressing post-acne fallout or the bystander injury of dry skin, hyperpigmentation, and post-acne redness. These are things that you guys are really struggling with. So I hope these products and tips are really helpful. And again, if this is something that you have been dealing with for over a year, then definitely see a board certified dermatologist and say, hey, is this just post-acne redness? Do I need to be a little bit more patient with this? Give it some more time? Or do I have some scarring here that we could, consider treating? All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here with my tips for post-inflammatory erythema or post-acne red marks. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.